office, not to occupy that office. Even when I was running, I was telling the voters that my job is actually the biggest part of my job is going to be outside Parliament. I only wanted the opportunity every once in a while to articulate those issues on a formal platform. But my biggest job was outside the office. However, I had been talking for so long, I wanted to act. I had been explaining so many times to the young people that it is time for them to get actively involved in the governance of their country. But now I wanted to demonstrate, so I acted as an example. However, as artists, painters, singers, poets, writers, you can use any platform you have. However, if you can run for office, that would be an extra mile that you're running. So allow me to challenge you again, my brother Octopiso. You can represent your people even more than that. Get on the floor of Parliament and tell them the things them. You see me? Or get to that office and tell them the things them. That's a challenge. Take it or leave it. Thank you, Octo. You challenged me, I challenge you.
So I'm still an artist. I still create. My struggle was that as an activist and as a photographer, I was doing protests about bad governance, impunity, injustice. And when I get inside Parliament, they don't even open the gate. They don't listen to us. And I realized if they're not listening to us, I must go into Parliament and take our voice into Parliament. And that's why we formed a political party called the Bobi Party. African politics is very dirty, extremely dirty, violent, corrupt. And African politics is like a very polluted river. A river that is very polluted can never be emptied. You can never empty a river. The only way to clean a river is by adding clean water. And we're doing clean politics to clean the African river of politics. We can sit here and complain and do music about corruption, dictatorship, but if you don't agitate for political power, we'll always be on the outside. Remember this, if you're not inside that Parliament, on that table they're discussing issues, then you're on the menu. And you must get off the menu and be on that particular table. You have seen my son, my last born, running around. He's about 7 years old next week. And if I don't stand up and speak and agitate and run for that elective office, my son will ask me, when those people who are very corrupt, who are very tribal or vile, why didn't you challenge them? So my silence means that I'm actually agreeing with what they're doing. If I can't convince Octopiso to run and someone else to run, or Giuliani, I shall run. What is our role as artists? Is to inform and speak truth to power. So as an artist, as you continue doing your music and you speak truth to power, you're doing your job very well. But at the same time, as you speak truth to power, you need more voices inside Parliament to speak on your behalf. Parliament and political power is about representation. If I don't feel represented by the people who are elected, I don't feel like I'm their agenda, then I must actually challenge for that position. 70% of the population in our continent is under 35. 80% of the presidents in this continent are above 50, it's 50 and above. So the question is, who are they speaking for and who are they representing? Our country is being auctioned to the Chinese. Our leaders are borrowing money. Our leaders are stealing. And all these debts will be paid by us, our children, and our grandkids. So, the truth is, if you don't speak truth to power now, if you don't agitate, when slavery comes, you will regret that you never spoke. So my challenge to every young person in this room, go back to your community and become a peer educator. Become the voice, become the ambassador or the evangelist of change. Because change must come in our continent. We must not live in fear. Bobi Wine represent change and represent integrity. And we can actually ape his ideas in this country and beyond this country. We're in East Africa. East Africa, we have Kagame, we have Nkurunziza, we have Museveni, we have Salva Kiir, we have Bashir. We're in a corner of oppression. And we must fight oppression. We can't wait for Obama to fight for us. We can't wait for Mohammed. We can't wait for Jesus to do that. We are our own Jesus, our own Mohammed, our own Obama. Change will not come from without, but from within. Change will come from us. Because it's the wearer of the shoe who knows it pinches. So if it pinches and you're just, you're going to die. Kenyans who are here in this room, there was an accident over the weekend. 56 people died. And they died because of stupidity and ignorance and corruption. How do you board a bus and sit on a crate? Because mentally you're oppressed. You're paying the same bus fare like someone who's on a proper seat. But you go and pay fare to sit on a crate in a bus. There lies the problem. That our silence makes them feel not feeling pain. So we must speak up. We must. Let me tell you, it is the role of the youth to fight corruption. When you're young, they can beat you and break your bones, they heal. When I saw Bobi 2 days ago, I asked him, where's the Bakora? He said, my leg is feeling better now. I can actually walk even if I'm limping. That means when you are young, they can break your bones, but they can't break your spirit. It's time to break bones. Last question. A lady. Is that a lady? Yes. Kuna concert. We wanna go high. So ask a question.
Hi everyone. So my question is basically for the young people, because I understand most of us here are young people. And it's part of the struggle where most of the time young people are in the struggle and they start off very well, but it reaches a point where, and I think Boniface Mwangi can bear everyone in witness that sometimes you want really to rely on young people, but you cannot rely on them. Boniface Mwangi ran for office. Young people said they were going to vote for Boniface Mwangi. Those who voted, but also there are many who didn't vote. Because according to Bobi, wait first, it's my question, give me time. According to population statistics, it means young people are more than even the grown-ups, right? It means young people sold out, and that is the problem we have. Even when I was listening to your interview, Bobi Wine, at some point you said you don't want to things like becoming the president of Uganda and everything. And I feel like as young people, we aspire to do things, but we don't aspire entirely. Because for me, Boniface Mwangi aspired for something, and I feel like he went entirely. Part of it is here for young people. A lot of success stories are here for young people. If he's gonna vie again, he has to go entirely. Bonds have been broken, spirits have not been broken. What is the reason that young people don't want to aspire entirely? I mean, Museveni is just a human being. A dictator, yes, but a human being. If we speak as young people, we can get rid of him. If we speak as young people, we can get rid of Uhuru and Ruto. If we speak as young people, we can get rid of all these people who are saying they're our leaders, but they don't speak about issues that affect us as young people. Because we are the leaders of today, not the future. The future, we don't know about it. We know about today and things are not okay. So young people need to do something. So what can we do in reference to your story to ensure that young people don't sell out and remain in the fight until the end?
So I'm going to try and answer and then that's closing remarks. So we go up. So I want to say this. When I vied, I did not lose. I learned lessons from the results. If the map of Kenya was black and white, my vine painted a small part yellow, and things changed. We ran clean politics. We did not align tribally with any political leader to get votes. After my campaign was funded by the people, you guys raised money to take me to parliament. You raised 15 million shillings, $150,000 from small donors. You gave 10 shillings, 5 shillings your time to change our country. And you did change, because moving forward, people have to run on issues, not on tribe. People have to run on ideology, not money. That is changing.
Money is the better issue,
and change. People, listen carefully. Change is incremental. Change doesn't come overnight. Because once Bobi Wine wins office, because he's going to become the next president of Uganda. So once Bobi becomes president, the real work begins to govern. So the jails, the street protests, and even the losses is part of the training to become president. When you fight for change and you don't defend it, you lose it. We fought for a new constitution. It was a wonderful document. It's been mutilated because we were not defending it. I'll give an example with the United States. So they were very happy. They wanted a black president, very progressive, respectable person who governed with integrity and was doing his work very, very well. And in 8 years, he did a splendid job. But since he won, and they did not like Hillary, they did not vote, they got Trump. And that's what happens when you get change and you don't defend it. This past election in Kenya, our Vine as Ukweli Party and other people who lost in that election, we learned our lessons. So what's going to happen in the next election, that becomes our platform for the next level. We don't go back. So we are making small steps. They are unseen, but this country is changing. As he said, Bobi, that he couldn't do this in Uganda, there are days in this country he couldn't do this. But I do this very proudly, without any apologies, that I can call up the president, take part in demonstration, go after the deputy president, and I'm still alive. That means the people who died for this country did not die in vain. So don't give up. Don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. Don't say they have money. It's not about money. They can have all the money in the world, but you can never kill, as Sankara said, you can never kill an idea whose time has come. This idea is unkillable. Unkillable. And as a country, we are unbogable. Let me hear you. What? Unbogable. No one can bog us. We are young, we're strong. They can break our bones, but can never break our spirit. And lastly, and mark my words, we shall never sell out. We shall never sell out. We'll stay strong until the day we die. No selling out. Thank you.
Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you. I thought you closed.
No.
What can I say? Every time we lose, or you think we lose, I'm glad my brother reaffirmed that we don't lose, we learn. You know, just recently, you did it far away from where it happened, even bigger than us. But again, we learned. So we learn from every step, we learn from every failure, we learn from every fall, and we get up even stronger. So look at the losses that you've gone through. Try to analyze what caused it, then fix it, and keep moving. You know, when you fall down, like I said in one song, get up and walk, clean yourself along the way. Situka, get up and let's move. So don't give up, sister. Don't get discouraged. The road is rough, but we have to walk it, and we shall reach the destination.
Yeah, let's go party!
So let's go party. Let's go high.
Let's go high.